Welcome back. Now in this short stream, I want to deal with the defamation of Officer Ethan Bock. Now, Officer Ethan Bock may have committed several sins in his life. He may have done a bunch of bad things as a police officer. But on this day, in this situation, he made the community safer. That's an irrefutable fact. So his efforts are being ignored. He is not being given credit for making the community safer when it's irrefutable that he did. Instead of heaping praise on this police officer, you have memes circulating the internet like this. Memes referring to this police officer as a dog killer and putting his face on some of these memes as well. I mean, you're talking about a police officer who otherwise would be respected if they made the community safer. When a cop takes out a violent person going around launching unprovoked attacks, nobody criticizes that police officer. He or she is given nothing but praise. But in this case, because it involved a dog, as we all know, dogs are worshipped in the United States and in many other places around the world. Dogs enjoy a higher status than Jesus Christ, than Muhammad of Islam. Because he deleted a worthless mutt, he is being defamed. His image is being smeared. And you're looking at the moment when he was sworn in. Look at this. This is real footage. And that's him when he was sworn in. Why are they dragging this man's image through the mud? This was uploaded just a year ago. And it's a news report of Ethan being sworn in. It has nothing to do with dogs. This news report you're looking at has nothing to do with dogs. They simply wanted to share with us the moment when he and another cop was sworn in.
Davenport City Council swore in 3 new officers at the committee of the whole meeting. The new officers are Brandon Connell, Ethan Bock, and Jamie Bennett.
Sad. You know, we finally get a police officer that does their job, who uses aggression when it's necessary, lethal force when it's necessary. And what does he get in return? Nothing but threats, nothing but ridicule. Now, they like to bring up this moment when Officer Ethan Bock hit a dog. But as I pointed out before, this was a case where that dog was out in the street. This is the body cam from that moment.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh,
God damn it. 210.
You out there?
Could you start me a public service In the alley between Harrison and Ripley, just south of 14th.
Come on, boy.
No, bro. No, bro. No, sir. No, move. Okay. No, bro.
Let me get on with the sergeant, all right? That's why you gotta have your dog on a leash, bro.
So, these people are trying to project this idea that the cop made the dog jump in front of his police car. No, this was a case where that dumb dog jumped in front of his police car and the dumb owner did not have the dog leashed. So this man was breaking the law and his dog was dumb, as all dogs are, and jumped in front of his car. So the dog got what was coming to it. A dumb owner, and the dog itself is dumb. So the cop sent the worthless mutt to the lower room. Back where it came from, the lower room. So this accusation of this cop that he is a serial dog killer is flawed. These are two separate cases, and in both cases, the cop was not trying to injure these mutants unprovoked, like this dog was with the cop. Now, as y'all know, there is a petition that has been started that claims to ask for accountability on part of this police officer's actions. But if you ask me, there's nothing to hold him accountable for. The party who needs to be held accountable is the dog owner. The dog owner. And the dog owner needs to issue an apology to the police officer. I mean, if we're going to talk about what needs to be done, let's talk about it. The dog owner needs to issue an apology to the police officer for endangering that police officer's life. When cops start their day, they don't know if they're going to live to see the end of the day. And each call that they get, that they're required to respond to, could be the last call of their life. There's no guarantee that they're going to live past any call, and they get multiple calls per day, police officers. So anxiety increases as soon as they get a call. Okay? They're driving around and they get a radio call. Hey, we have a situation. Blase blah. Go check it out. The cop doesn't know if he's going to live past that. So when he shows up and now is under attack, where this dog attempts to stab this officer. What if a person ran up to a cop like this and started swinging a machete at him, a knife, attempting to stab him? That's what that dog was trying to do. I mean, when you run up to someone aggressively, charge up to them and invade their personal space, that itself is threatening, even if you don't have a weapon in your hand. This dog ran up to this cop with weapons. The cop tried to be friendly. That's what these people always ask. He tried, it didn't work. The dog continued to be aggressive once it saw he didn't have food. And you saw the dog immediately stopped. It immediately ceased its attack once that bullet was fired. As soon as the cop let off, you see the dog stop as if it's frozen in time. See that quick pause right there? It lets you know the dog is not operating on instinct. No, it knows full well what it's doing. See, if this was instinct, like a protective instinct, you know how they like to say, oh, dogs don't know what they're doing. They're programmed to protect. Well, if that's the case, it would have continued to try to attack this cop even after the cop let off in it. But no, that dog knew right away, as soon as it felt that hot bullet, that it couldn't bully this man like it was trying to do. That dog realized it couldn't harass this man like it was trying to do. It couldn't assault this man. The dog realized it could not attempt to delete this man. Once that hot bullet traveled inside its nasty body, stinking body, and the dog stopped immediately, froze in its track, and turned and ran the other way, back to where it came from. Okay? See, this is what upsets dog lovers. They look at this and they say, oh no. No, the oh no is the cop that had to do this. Excuse me. The dog loving cop who had to do this. All cops love dogs. All of them. A dog hater couldn't be a cop, because you got to interact with cops, with dogs as a cop. Not only the police canines, but other people's dogs. Remember, you're like a mail carrier going door to door. So you're going to encounter dogs all day. You got to be a dog lover to do that. So you need to apologize to this man who was not on your property. You hear a lot of these people in the comment section saying that the cop was on their property. No, it wasn't. Are y'all blind? Do y'all not see this whole different house over here? Whose lawn you think this is? That dog left its territory and crossed the neighbor's territory to threaten and attack this cop, just like this dog has done other people in the community. That's why the cop got the call. He got a call that there was dogs roaming the community being aggressive to people. And this dog was roaming freely off leash with no adult around. So that was most definitely the dog they got the call for. And when you saw this type of aggression right here, you knew that that was a part of the problem. This dog right here. And the cop put an end to this community problem right here. That was the last time that that worthless mutt attacked someone unprovoked or tried to attack someone unprovoked. The cop removed a threat. Y'all gonna shut up and listen to this, nutters. The cop removed a threat. Cry me a river.
On August.
Shut up. Shut up. You shouldn't have let that piece of trash try to attack a cop. You shouldn't allowed it to run over there. And like I pointed out several times, the cop is now out of his squad car. Do y'all not see that? So what is the woman doing? He even instructed him, put the dog on a leash. What is she doing? She's standing there with her hands on her hips, looking at the unleashed dog and looking at the cop, almost as if she's waiting on the dog to charge at the cop. Why wasn't she trying to get control of this dog when she saw the cop got out of his car and was walking towards him? Why didn't she do the humane thing and say, let me make sure this cop is safe. Let me reassure him that he is safe to walk over here by getting control of my dog. She didn't try to grab it by the collar. She didn't try to do nothing, even after the cop's instructions. And then it charges at the cop, and what does she do? She just stands there. And we supposed to feel sorry for the dog and attack the cop? And listen, we need to praise this cop for having the courage to be friendly the way that he was. He stood in one spot. He followed all the rules suggested by these fake professionals, which is to be a tree. He instantly became a tree. You see that? Didn't budge and was being friendly. And it worked at first. But as soon as the dog realized he didn't have no food in his hand, it continued to try to attack the cop who followed all the rules and instructions. The worthless mutt's aggression got it deleted. Its own unprovoked aggression got it deleted. I don't want to hear it.
Bock shot the dog in front of the distressed family. The dog succumbed to its injuries moments later, prompting the family to launch a Justice for Missed campaign on social media, sharing the footage and demanding accountability.
Shut up, Nutter. Don't want to hear it. Now look at this petition. This is the petition that she just referred to. Can you believe this? Look at the signatures that it has already. The goal is 15,000. They're almost at 12,000 already. Now, we knew this was going to happen. They are going to get far more than 15,000 signatures, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't even get one signature with how this unfolded. Now let's listen to the voices of the people who support this very dark and disrespectful petition launched against a good cop, at least in that moment.
I find this was very disturbing. This police officer takes out his firearm and he's shooting in the direction of this family and their pet who is on its property.
Now, listen to that. Making it sound like cop saw a family, pulled out his holster, pulled out his tool, and started firing at the family. And the dog just happened to be in the way. Listen to this. They can't be honest. Not even for a second of their worthless life. They can't be honest. Why would you lie when we had the whole thing on camera? He didn't fire at the family. That's why he only struck the dog.
Protecting its property.
The dog was protecting his property. The cop wasn't on his property. The cop was not on those people's property. Again, why can't you tell the truth? If y'all gonna make accusations, why can't you at least tell the truth? These people's objections have no credibility. None.
Something has to be done.
Yeah, y'all need to control your worthless mutts so the cop don't send them to the lower room, send them to the basement. That mutt got sent to the basement because it launched an unprovoked attack.
This cop needs to be held accountable.
No, you and that dog owner, other dog owners like you, who let your dog run amok, you need to be held accountable. This is a case where it's the dog owners who need to be questioned, held up to scrutiny, called to the stand, ridiculed, criticized. It's y'all who we need to take a good look at, not the person who defended himself. Are y'all on crack? Type of crack y'all smoking?
As a pet owner of two beloved dogs, with recently one of them passing away after 15 years of life, dear Davenport PD, please do better.
No, but 15 years of life. Who don't nobody care that your dog's got a short life? What you share that information for? Nobody care. I don't care. That's 15 years too long. Worthless mutt.
Played in the video, this officer clearly had intentions of murdering this dog. And
Listen, ain't this pathetic? Listen to how they have to lie. That cop held out his hand so the dog could get it. He tried to be friendly. And did it look like that cop had every intention to murder his dog? Like this guy just sat up here and said? They trying to project themselves as so good. Oh, we're all so good people. Yet they're all being filthy liars. Trying to project yourselves as the good guys. Fighting the good fight. No, you're fighting the evil, wicked fight. That's what you're doing.
And also fired in the direction of that family. This officer...
And I'm sure he didn't want to. But that's where the dog was. And that wouldn't have happened had they controlled that dog, put on a leash like he told them.
Be charged with animal cruelty and should be removed from the
Shut up, nutter.
I care because I too also have two bigger dogs who are very protective of their
No, see how they call unprovoked aggression protection? That cop wasn't attacking those people. There was nothing to protect them. That's why, again, these things are not fit for protection. Because they attack people who are not a threat. They're too dumb to know who is and who ain't a threat. And that was not protective behavior. That was unprovoked bloodthirst, violence. Because the cop was not there to hurt them. Big dummy.
family, especially their children. So
No,
I can
no.
understand
What that means, your dog is aggressive to everybody. That's what that means.
where this family's coming from and being upset. There were other options that cop had other than to shoot that poor dog.
No, there were no other options. There were no other options. The cop's safety is paramount. That comes before anything. You had your chance to keep your dog safe. And what did she do? Stood there with her hands on her hip. Shut up, I don't want to hear it. You nutter babble. That's all this is. Nutter babble.
He was just trying to protect his family.
Dog was trying to protect us from what? An attack? There was no attack. There was nothing to protect them from. It's the cop's job to respond to calls. He saw a dog unleashed over there. He's about to ask questions. He's within his rights. That's his job. Nutter, it's your job by law to control your dog. Have it on a leash. He had to instruct them of this. You see, these nutters won't point that out. They're not going to point out what the dog owners did wrong, which makes your petition worthless.
Davenport's police officers, policy officers, whatever, they need better training.
All right, then. And look at this one. Can't even show his face.
I feel really
Oh,
bad
that's
about-
terrible. Now that's pathetic. They show you how desperate they are. Couldn't get some youngsters to make a video.
Please do this petition. Killing animals, killing dogs is not acceptable.
Listen. I told y'all these people are crazy. This thing tries to attack a cop. Cop defends himself, and they describe the scenario as the cop killing animals. Shut up, nutters. It's why I don't respect y'all. Those of you who dumb like this, you are a problem. And why is it so many of you who are like this? Who are so dishonest and deceiving? Am I supposed to like this type of character? No. Bunch of liars.
It's very sad. I wish the best for your family. We have a dog, and we love him very much. If this would happen to us, I don't know what I would do. But I just want to wish everyone, my wife.
I tell you what you would do if this happened to you. chastise yourself for being a big dummy, owning it, first of all. And second of all, standing there with your stupid hands on your hips as the cop showed up. This lady did everything that she wasn't supposed to do. She did everything wrong. Y'all always talking about responsible dog owners. Y'all always trying to jump on and criticize irresponsible dog owners. But when you see a dog owner being irresponsible right in front of your face, none of you point it out. Suddenly, all of a sudden, it's the person who defended themselves who's at fault. Where's this lecture to irresponsible dog owners now? She broke multiple rules, multiple suggestions from the experts, so-called experts. And y'all go blind to that simply because you saw a dog get deleted. Get out of here. It's all emotional based, in other words. And listen, we're not obligated to listen to people who allow their emotions to override their better judgment.
People in Davenport are speaking out against the city's handling of a confrontation that ended with a police officer shooting a family pet. Police released new video of that confrontation yesterday and a warning for you at home. This may be difficult to watch. Last Wednesday, an officer responded to a call of 4 loose dogs that appeared aggressive. The officer gets out of his car, then a dog runs towards him, barking. The officer says the dog lunged several times at him, and he believes the dog was trying to...
The dog did try to bite him. And what do you mean appear aggressive? People are not stupid. We know what an aggressive dog looks like and how it behaves. What are you talking about? The dog did try to bite him.
The officer says the dog lunged several times at him, and he believes the dog was trying to bite him. You can see the officer pull out his weapon. Now, we have frozen the video the moment shots are fired. The dog died at the scene.
The dog had second thoughts after the cop retaliated to its attacks. That's what happened. And if you watch this video in slow motion, you clearly see that the dog was trying to bite him. I don't know why y'all ignoring it and playing dumb. Look at this. Look, you see his teeth? What do you think it's doing? Trying to bite his hand. The cop is pulling his hands back. The dog tried to bite him. What are y'all talking about? Y'all gotta lie. If y'all were so in the right, you wouldn't have to lie so much.
We do have some breaking news tonight. Davenport police releasing video of an officer shooting a dog. Now, the city tonight saying the shooting is justified, and we want to warn you, the video may be hard to watch.
Ho! 1 second, ma'am. Can you say that again?
Now, the city tonight saying the shooting is justified and...
Justified. One more time.
Now, the city tonight saying the shooting is justified, and we want to warn you, the video may be hard to watch. Davenport police say officers were called to an area on report of 4 dogs on the loose that appeared aggressive. In the video, you can see the officer getting out of...
Now, whose property is this cop on? These people's property or these people's property, you big dummies? I've seen so many comments talking about the cop was on their property. Are y'all slow? Y'all slow. Stop being slow. Lord.
That appeared aggressive. In the video, you can see the officer getting out of his car and reportedly talking to a person nearby. Shortly after the officer exits the car, you see that dog run toward the officer, barking. The officer appears to hold out his hand to greet the dog, and the dog continues to bark. The officer...
Of course They even have audio of the cop when he was trying to be nice to this dog. You mean appear to greet the dog? That's exactly what he tried to do. He said, it's okay. Come here, boy. It's okay. Lord. See how they won't give the cop credit for the things he did right?
Reports the dog lunged at him multiple times in what he believes was an attempt to bite him. You can see the officer pull out his weapon as well.
If the dog wasn't trying to bite him and you don't believe it was trying to, what was the dog trying to do in this moment? You tell us. Since we're seeing things, what was it? Was it trying to kick him? Punch him? Lord, these people.
Well, of course, we froze the video the moment shots are fired. The dog died at the scene. News 8's Maddie Franz is live outside City Hall in Davenport. Maddie, what else have we learned about this incident?
Hi, Shelby. According to the police department, the officer drove by the home near Telegraph Road. He saw two kids on their bikes with an unleashed dog. He asked them to put the dog on a leash, then approached the adult present to tell her why he talked to the kids. The dog charged at him and the officer fired 2 shots. After those shots were fired...
See how he became a tree instantly. Y'all can't even accuse him of triggering the dog's predatory instinct. Truly pathetic. You notice there was cameras everywhere.
Shots were fired. The officer called his supervisor. Since then, the department has reviewed his statement and the body cam footage. It says his actions were deemed lawful. In a statement, the city is...
Yeah, it will seem lawful. You see that worthless mutt? You see that worthless mutt took off, all slumped over. Oh, it ran away real quick. It knew it was doing something wrong. That dog knew that it shouldn't have been harassing. The dog itself knew there was launching an unprovoked attack. And when that innocent victim / cop defended himself, that's when the tail tucked. That's when you heard the squealing like a stuck pig. And that's when Nutters started feeling sorry for it. No, Nutters. Dog basically asked for that bullet. Both of them.
Urban has reviewed his statement and the body cam footage. It says his actions were deemed lawful. In a statement, the city is...
That mutt started running a marathon. That cop let off. That mutt turned into Usain Bolt. It knew what direction to go in then once it felt that hot lead. Mutt did a 180 real quick.
Body cam footage. It says his actions were deemed lawful. In a statement, the city is expressing its condolences to that family. It also addresses another...
I don't. Shame on that family for almost getting this cop killed. That cop could have got bitten, could have developed sepsis, could have contracted rabies, could have died from other infections, could have had his important artery severed. He could have bled out. Shut up, Nutters. Nobody trying to hear y'all, man. Y'all crazy little Twilight Zone. Get out of here.
Situation where the same officer was involved in an accident resulting in the death of another dog last month.
Well, another dumb dog. Ain't nothing surprising about that. Dogs are dumb. This mutt tried to attack him unprovoked, got deleted. That other dumb mutt jumped out in front of a car. If they evolved alongside humans and know us so well, why haven't they figured out not to jump in front of cars yet? They've been getting smacked by automobiles for decades. They still ain't figured out to stop jumping in front of these things. We supposed to feel sorry for that dog too? Get out of here. At what point do we hold the dogs responsible? You talk about how human they are. Well, imagine if a human ran up to a cop, tried to start stabbing him. Would nobody be taking up for that person? Don't try to sidestep humanizing them now. See how they want us to look at them and deal with them as animals who don't know any better. And on the other hand, want to act like they're such a human, they're so much like us, they're family. Shut up.
First at 6 tonight, a Davenport family is irate after a police officer shot their dog. It happened Wednesday near Telegraph Road and Oak Street. Good evening, I'm Sharon DeReed.
After a police officer protected himself, defended himself from an aggressive, bloodthirsty dog.
William Ingalls, TV6 Investigates Matt Christensen visited the location today and spoke to the dog's owner. Now, we are about to show you some footage which some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm not against the cops, but I am absolutely pissed
that your wife didn't control your worthless trash maggot.
And irate and mad.
That your dog is so dumb and violent and bloodthirsty. Well, it ain't no more, thank goodness.
At the guy who shot my dog and scarred my damn kids for life.
No, you scarred your kids by buying that thing. Why you buy something so dumb and bloodthirsty? Something so violent. Why you buy something violent like that? That was your fault. Don't act like you don't know how dogs behave.
It's not fair.
Mist was the Heseltine's family dog. He was 2 and he liked to play in the alley behind their house with the neighborhood boys.
Well, dogs are supposed to be on a leash. I don't care what you like to do. You got laws to follow for other people's safety. And this thing was getting aggressive with people. Don't talk about this scenario as if it's all loving, out playing with the dogs. Nutter, we got laws.
On Wednesday, a Davenport police officer told the boys to put the dog away. A warning, what you're about to see next will be upsetting to viewers. As Mist was being led to the house, the animal bolted at the officer, growling. The officer can be seen drawing his gun and firing at the dog 3 times.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did she call the dog's name? Nothing. Did she run after the dog? No. And before the dog charged the cop, cops clearly got out the vehicle. They knew that cop was coming up to them. She stood there with her hands on her hips, made no attempt to put the dog, to control the dog or nothing. I don't want to hear about how you upset. None of that nonsense.
To viewers. As Mist was being led to the house, the animal bolted at the officer, growling. The officer can be seen drawing his gun and firing at the dog 3 times.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's where we're stopping the video. The rest shows Mist run toward home and die a few steps from the backyard.
To me, it doesn't make any sense
that a dog could be so dumb, huh? Yeah, they're that dumb.
First option to a barking dog that's potentially nipping at your feet.
Potentially nipping at you. Another lie. Why do they have to lie? If the cop is so wrong, why do you have to ignore everything he did right?
Pull out your sight on him and you execute him right there.
Heseltine is
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That cop is a hero.
Veteran who served in Afghanistan and said the dog helped him deal with issues.
You got other options in your tool belt, you know? Like you've got your mace, you've got your baton, you've got your taser.
Shut up. Had he pulled out his baton and beat that mutt across the head, y'all'd still be complaining. Had he zapped that mutt with a taser, y'all'd still be complaining. Oh, my dog is now incapacitated. Oh, his nerve damage. Stop it. And we've seen these dogs get tased and nothing happened. Cops got a lot of experience tasing dogs. And quite often, it don't do nothing to an aggressive dog. And the other times when it does, it's only for a few seconds. Once the taser wears off, the dog continues to attack. But bullets, cops have had good results with those. So that's what they go for. You don't want one inside your turd? Control it.
You've got your taser. My 7-year-old son goes, Dad, why didn't the cop tase him instead?
Why didn't your wife control it instead? As if it's okay to force the cop to have to defend himself. That's not the question. Why didn't the cop defend himself this way? Why did you force the cop to have to defend himself? Why'd you put the cop under attack, basically? Nutters, they don't want to look at that. We don't have to respect y'all, man, because y'all don't respect nobody else.
Heseltine said the officer simply drove away after the shooting.
Good for him. You don't sit around listening to y'all crying over a piece of trash. I'd have left too. Deuces, bye. Have a good day, ma'am.
Barry at the farm, his favorite place to go run. Barry Monroe Oak Tree.
Well, now it's about to run in hell. be down there running with Lucifer, its maker. Old Ethan Bock sent that mutt back to where it came from. And I got nothing but compliments, thumbs up, and A pluses for Officer Ethan Bock. I hope you do too. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream, and I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.